Hello viewers of SSBC. Today has been a great pleasure to have all of you with us. Of course, it is almost 3 good months since the National Dialogue Steering Committee members took oath of office and they received knowledge and skills from different experts across the globe who had ever carried out the process of the National Dialogue. Finally, they will be enrolling the process of the National Dialogue down to the grassroots as we are starting by 3 regions, that is the Northern Bahr el Ghazal region, Upper Nile region, and we will also be looking on issues to do with what is going to happen down in the grassroots as they are approaching the people in the grassroots. And in this episode of the Roundtable Show, we had a pleasure to sit down with the head of the subcommittees, that is Honorable Simon Kunpoch, who is heading subcommittee of Upper Nile, and we have also Honorable Kualathian Maiwin, who is heading subcommittee of the region of Northern Bahr el Ghazal. Welcome to Roundtable Show.
Thank you very much.
Honorable, you're also welcome to Roundtable Show.
Thank you very much.
To start with Honorable Simon Kun, you've been appointed by His Excellency the President to be part and the people who will work hard to ensure that peace comes to South Sudan through the National Dialogue Initiative. Tell us whether you're really comfortable and really, ready to go to the grassroots in Upper Nile region to start the process of the National Dialogue.
Thank you very much, SSBC. I'm really privileged to be with you today. The National Dialogue is a national process. Yes. And it is us, we the Southern Sudanese, who have decided to initiate the National Dialogue. And our President did that. Therefore, it is our responsibility. I'm happy that I'm the part of this National Dialogue and a member of a National Dialogue, and now I'm chairing a subcommittee of National Dialogue who will be going to Upper Nile region. I am happy with that. And for that, the committee that were formed to select people to go to the regions, I was selected by the Upper Nile people to be the chair of the subcommittee to go to Upper Nile region.
So you're ready now to go back to them and start the dialogue?
Oh yes, I'm ready.
Okay. Honorable Atian, what is your take?
Thank you very much for the SSCB. I am the chairperson going to Northern Bahr el Ghazal region.
Yes.
I was selected by the members of Northern Bahr el Ghazal who are in the steering committee to lead the team going to the region of Northern Bahr el Ghazal.
Yes.
We are committed to implement whether it was initiated by the President.
Yes.
The National Dialogue is going to address the issues of the national unity, peace, reconciliation, and healing, and conflict resolution of which has happened in South Sudan.
Yes.
We are going to address what was done. We was signed last year in 2015 in Addis Ababa with the top approach.
Okay.
Now we are going to start from bottom approach.
Okay.
Because the top approach did not address all the issues.
Okay.
I was going down there to address from the top approach because there were some issues were not being addressed by the top approach.
Okay, this now drives me to the question going to Honorable Simon Kun. What exactly happened in South Sudan? Let's get to know what conflict that have inflicted the country, being regional and also national, until the local level. What could be the problem? What really went wrong?
Thank you very much, Gori. We all know very well South Sudan. South Sudan, we fought for a war of independence at 21 years of struggle, and we did very well in referendum. Yes. And we brought, because at the time when we were for referendum, we were united to the maximum, and we got our independence. Now, after 2 years of independence, we had this war. On the 15th of December 2013, this crisis started. And it started wrongly, really. It started with a struggle, power struggle. The people of South Sudan are so innocent. They were not aware of what was happening. The power struggle started in the SPLM, and it escalated now all over South Sudan. So it is important for us, we the people of South Sudan, to really find out, and the citizen really has to participate and find out what are the root cause of this crisis. And mind you, they will tell us, you know, because South Sudan is owned by us. Is owned by us. And as my colleague said, the agreement that was signed in Addis Ababa, it is a smaller clique, a political group that have set and they signed an agreement. But as we go down for national dialogue, it's a broader consultation with our people. Maybe there are some issues that have not been actually addressed in the peace agreement. But mind you, we are not against the peace agreement. This is to supplement the peace agreement. You know, this is to make our people very clear and tell them very clearly that the peace agreement is good. If we can actually implement and make sure that this peace agreement is implemented and bring peace among our people, then that is a good thing. But the national dialogue involves everybody. The whole spectrum of our people, the whole stakeholders in this country. We will talk to them and we will ask them. Of course, we are not going to feed them questions. It will be a sort of a meeting. We will introduce the agenda, but they have to talk and they have to tell us what went wrong in South Sudan and what could be the remedy of this crisis. This is what we are going to do.
Honorable Simon Kun, our people down in the grassroots, people are saying they don't have problem. They are saying the problem is with the top leadership. They are saying for us we are fine. Let these people solve their problem. Now you're going to the grassroots, and they are saying they don't have the problem. They are saying the problem is with the top politicians.
They have a problem because the leaders who are actually instructing them, they are here, and they call them by phone. They do ABC. Why are they accepting the instruction of somebody whom they don't see, you know? Why are they after the politicians? And this thing also costs them a lot of suffering. We are going to them and tell them that, why are you supporting the leaders you don't know? Their motives, you know, their objectives. You support them blindly and you fight among yourself for what? You know, they'll have to tell us, you know. Top bottom is there, that is being done, and the bottom up is also being done. We are going for bottom up. Yes. We will come with the resolutions. We will start now with what we call the local conferences with the grassroots. Yes. At our locality, in the counties, in the Payams, and then we will come with what we call a regional conference in the region. Like for example, Upper Nile has 5 states. These 5 states, they will come to Malakal for a regional conference. With us, what we have discussed in the local conference, then we will come and discuss them in the regional conference. And we take them from there and bring them for national conference. And let us see this politician who will say, no, I'm not involved in that. But this is where we will actually pin down those who are actually having a problem, those who have been instigating our community to fight, those who are running around to mobilize their community, their tribes, their ethnic group, to back them and fight for leadership. We will find them out.
Honorable Kwalatian, your region of Northern Bahr al Ghazal, you are going to actually do the consultation there. And then if it happened that people come to you and say, Honorable Kwal, please, we need you to first go and sort out the issues, stop there, and then you come down to us.
As you know very well that when the 2 elephant fights, it is the grassroots suffers.
Yes.
The community on the ground are the ones suffering.
Okay.
And this is why our president said that the suffering of our people should end.
But should the suffering be end when the two elephants are not divided, you don't stop the two elephants from fighting?
Because this is what we said at the top of Freud, address some issues of what was happening from the top,
Okay.
which affected the grassroots.
Yes.
But currently, the suffering of the people on the ground is too much. We want to rescue that situation, so that the suffering of our people on the ground should be addressed, so that they come with the opinion how to address it.
Okay.
So that there are some areas, as we have mentioned before, the top approach did not address all issues. It is the grassroots, it is the bottom approach now will address the issues.
So do you refer to the top approach as the peace agreement?
We don't reject it. Is that the top approach we accept it, but it did not address the grassroots issue.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what we are going to address now, so that our people on the grassroots should come up with how we are going to address this what has affected them.
All right, Honorable Simon Kun, give us the differences now about this peace agreement and this national dialogue, because it seems like you people are saying this peace agreement is for the top politician and this national dialogue is for the grassroots. So give us the differences here now.
You know, yes, you know, peace agreement address political issues. You have read the peace agreement. It's about power sharing. Yes. It's about wealth sharing. Our people there on the ground do not know what it is power sharing. Now, as we go down, we will let them know that there's a peace agreement. That is now, which is, you know, an agreement to resolve the conflict, you know, in South Sudan. Yes. It is there. But we'll have to go down and say, now the peace agreement is there. Is it solving anything? No. Here in July 2016, you have seen what happened. They ran out. They went to the bushes. And people are fighting there. And the citizens are the ones being mobilized to fight the government. They are being mobilized to fight the government. And they don't know the cost. They died. And when the peace agreement was signed, and when the government of national unity were formed, they did not benefit from it. Some of them now cried, oh, we didn't know that this thing could happen like this. No. We must show them that, you know, how to, when you want to get leadership, when you're going to become a leader, you know, you need to go in a peaceful way to get the leadership. There's democracy there, you know. So there is a bit different from that. Okay. The peace agreement, as I told you, is a political agreement, you know. But the national dialogues involve two. That is, these politicians, whom people are saying that they are actually the cause of the problem, they will be involved in this process, a national dialogue. After we have done all this grassroots consultation and we go to regional consultation, we go to national conference. And we will tell somebody that what you are saying is not what is being said there on the ground. These people are complaining that it is you, the leaders who are here, who are causing problems. So we will find out who are those causing problems to the people of South Sudan.
As Honorable said before, that it is the elephants. Now the elephants, the problem is started in the ruling party, which is SPLM. When people started, you know, everyone is raising head up and down. Let's get to know, why did people of South Sudan did not realize the vision of the nation and the government they had since they struggled for all this half a century after they got independent? And suddenly this independence that they got, you know, at the end of the day, they are suffering, Honorable Kwal. What is happening?
Do you know, after the independence in 2011, there were constitutions written, the interim constitution.
Yes.
That interim constitution has been implemented. Completely not implemented.
Why?
This is what we ask the top people who are implementers.
Okay.
It is not the grassroots who implement that one.
Mm.
If you have seen other act of we have been also passed by the National Assembly,
Yes.
most of them are not implemented. And this brought dispute. Now, when the top politicians quarrel over the share of powers, which has affected the grassroots too much. This is why we say that agreement was signed in 2015 in Addis Ababa in August did not address so many issues because the expectation from our people after independence, they did not get it. Therefore, this is why we want all our people from the grassroots, after the consultation from the grassroots, from my area, from the 5 counties, we shall have another regional conference.
Okay.
Whereby we shall address the problems of the 3 states or 5 counties, previous former 5 counties. And then we come out with decisions.
Yes.
Will be sent to the national conference. We will address the national issue.
Now you're saying there are some acts and some, let me say, some laws in the constitutions which are not being implemented by the implementers,
Yes.
as you said.
Yes.
And these are the top politicians. Now this drives me to the question of like, do you think the SPLM, which is the ruling party, that has championed for the struggle of people of South Sudan to achieve the independence, did they really realize their vision? Did they fulfill their vision and mission that they promised people of South Sudan?
How could they realize the vision? They could not implement the vision which they were fighting for because they were struggling over power, and they forgot what the vision which they fought for.
Honorable Simon Kun, you are also a member of SPLM. After the independence, did you people realize or fulfill the vision and all the promises you promised people of South Sudan?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, we did.
Show us.
As I told you before, that the SPLM was the movement that was fighting for the people of South Sudan. And it has achieved independence. It has achieved its objective. Now, it's the issue of its mission.
So the objectives is achieved,
Yeah.
which is independent.
Yeah, the mission
Yes.
which they are fighting for, to actually to develop and to make South Sudan, you know, a prosperous nation. It has been actually put to test in 2013. Because when this thing happened, I was there. It happened in the National Liberation Council
Yes.
of the SPLM, which we did in Nyokoren. And we were discussing the document on the Constitution and also the manifesto. And there were some people, 8 of them, who were saying that their voice, their issue should go. And you know, party, it is democracy that works, And in the world, they say majority rules in democracy. Majority rules. But we told them, we the majority said, no, we go with this. They did not listen to us. They did not listen to us. And on the 6th of December, before the 15th of December, there was a commotion that was done in SPLM House.
So did you want to justify that this could be the reason why the SPLM could not fulfill the vision
Oh, yes, because
of
there was...
providing services? Because there were so many promises, service, delivery,
this is
hospital.
this is why I'm coming to you.
Yes.
Is that when this thing happened, and some people did not take the democratic way of solving problems, then we went wrong there. We say, no, it cannot happen like that. Of course, politicians, when they want to, to take their objectives and to do what they want, you cannot control them. So from there, this is where we lost our vision. This is where we lost our vision.
Okay.
And right from there, we started that it should be a dialogue between there should be negotiation between the opposition group and the government.
Yes.
And we did it in Addis Ababa. We did it in Addis Ababa. Now, when we came to implement the agreement, because actually our president and other people, they say it was a bad agreement. And it's a bad agreement, actually. You know, it was really a bad agreement. But because of the peace that our president and our people want peace in this country, our president signed it. He refused it in Addis Ababa, and he signed it here.
Yes.
In this place, in this hall. Because he said, I must serve my people. I must take this issue of crisis away. If this agreement can solve our problems for our people to go back to peace, I'll have to do it. He did it. Now, in the implementation, something happened. People fought here in July. They fought here in July, and there was a fallout. Rengmacha left. Taban came in. And now, because there is a little vacuum, because of that, the president said, no, we must not leave any stone unturned for look for peace.
Yes.
We must come out with the issue of dialogue. So that we ask our people, what is happening in South Sudan that we have no peace? Can we really sit and see that we need peace? And peace can come from any corner? The national dialogue can even bring peace. It has happened, you know, in some other places. In Tunisia, it happened. And it brought peace in Tunisia, national dialogue, when there was a lot of confusion. Now, if this approach can bring peace among our people in South Sudan, because we have to go to them, because our social fabric has already been broken.
Okay.
You know, we have to go back and cement it and bring it back. If we can succeed in bringing it back.
So after bringing back the peace, then the SPLM will as well get back to its track of ensuring that
now, like now, I'll tell you that also I am a chairperson of the group which is working group of SPLM to the unification of SPLM.
Okay.
You know, we used to go to Kampala. We used to go to Uganda.
All right, I'm going to come back for you for this issue of reunification, Honorable.
So
just
we are looking for peace. We touch all the corners to bring peace to South
Sudan. Every corner to get peace.
Yeah.
Hello, viewers of SSBC. Once again, we will be going for a short break and we'll be back. Please do stay tuned as we discuss and talk about issues to do with national dialogue.
What is happening in South Sudan that we have no peace? Can we really sit and see that we need peace? And peace can come from any corner? The national dialogue can even bring peace.
Let's dialogue, put the issues on the table, including the issue of leadership. Why are you fearing? We are South Sudanese, we belong to South Sudan, and South Sudan belongs to us.
We at our level as a steering committee, we have managed to tell the president what you are saying, that Riek Machar should not be included in the process. No, we have to say no. You are the one to forgive your enemy before the rest forgive their enemy. National dialogue is meant between the enemy and the enemy, not between the friends and the friend.
The problem in South Sudan is that the generals in the army, they are even part of SPLM, where you are a leader in SPLM and you have your general in the army. This is where we will talk about these issues in the national dialogue, to separate our national army from the politician. So that if you are a politician, you be a politician. If you are a general, you have to be a general, not a general and at the same time a member of SPLM.
Hello viewers of SSBC, welcome back from that short break, and we are still joined by Honorable Simon Koon-Poch, who is the head of the subcommittee for Upper Nile region, and we are also having Honorable Kuala Thian, who is the head of the subcommittee for the Northern Bahr el Ghazal region, and we are discussing about their enrolling the process down to the grassroots from now onward. Honorable Kuala Thian, let's get to know now, as your colleague, who is also the head of one of the subcommittee, Honorable Simon Koon, was saying, all this process are meant to ensure that peace comes to South Sudan, and then you realize you get back to the track of ensuring that, you know, people get services and so on and so forth. People are saying normally the dialogue should always be in a free and fair atmosphere, should be inclusive, should be transparent. It should include all South Sudanese for that matter, whether opposition against the government or, you know, any force, all the political force in South Sudan. Tell us how your committee, your subcommittee will ensure that when you get back to the northern Baragaza region, your process will be inclusive.
Thank you very much for your question you have raised. As you know very well that, as I mentioned before, the stakeholders we are going to consult on the ground root include all the parties.
Okay.
All the political parties are included. They will be consulted to give their view regarding what happened in South Sudan. Nobody will be left out.
Okay.
And also it will be free talk. Nobody to intimidate.
What do you mean by free talk?
You can say anything. With you authorities against the government or against the authorities there, you can air it out.
Okay.
If the authorities have made something which is not for the favor of the community, then you can say how he has failed to deliver the services to the people.
Yes.
So that you can say it. If there is something which has happened in northern Barghazal, which the people, the community are not happy, you can air out.
This one now leads me to Honorable Simon Kuhn. I remember you happen to be one of the governor of the then 10 state, that is Upper Nile state for that matter. And now today you're going back to that state. I don't know after how long have you taken without being there. You're reaching down to the grassroots. Some people will come across you, say, this is the person who, you know, was here before. I hope you had no bad record about that place, because somebody might say you're the one. How can you come and dialogue with us, yet you have created this and this and this? So tell us.
Thank you. Gori, you know very well that the national dialogue principle is inclusivity.
Yes.
That it must be inclusive to all the extent, because we want to involve all our people to participate and to be part and to own it as theirs. This thing is there, but sure, it is there. Even the president, when he was actually a patron, he has not declined. He's not any patron again. He has given the assurance to the steering committee that you do what you want to do to bring peace in South Sudan.
Okay.
So the issue of free of expression, the issue of free media, the issue of, you know, free talking, the issue of what, it is there. If you come to our discussion here in this hall, it is free. And that's why, you know, the president has actually released the detainees who were there. So for us, we are very sure that when we go down there, we will talk to people. You know, we know that there are people who have bad attitudes.
Yes.
Toward individuals.
Yes.
That thing will be condoned, because we want peace. I was there. I have been a governor there in Upper Nile State for 5 years, and they know me.
So first of all, when you reach
They
there,
know me.
First of all, when you reach there, Honorable Simon Kuhn, are you going to start by saying, my people, I'm back to you, and if anything I've done wrong to you, forgive me, and let's start open this page of the national dialogue, or what tactics are you going to start with?
They know me. Yes. They know me. And when I'm going back there, I'm going back to ask them to forgive one another. And this will be my first statement, that this process is for you. Let us start by forgiving each other. Whether I have done something bad to you, forgive me. And if you have done something bad to me, I'll forgive you. Because we want to see that the atmosphere is conducive for this discussion. You know, I will do that. And they will say to me, okay. Some people will say that, oh, you did like this last time, you did me like this last time. I will beg him to accept what I am going to say. Because if we cannot actually, make sacrifices as leaders, this country will not go anywhere. We are the people to sacrifice for this country, and we must bring peace. Our people, they are yearning to be peace. Yes. And now they are eager to see us and to voice out their anger, to us. We have been talking about the risk that will be involved in this process as we go to these regions, as we go to the state. We know them.
So you have now given yourself as a sacrifice for peace in South Sudan.
If we don't sacrifice, who is going to bring peace? You think the white man will come and bring peace for South Sudan? No. They will never do that. We as leaders, we must sacrifice for this country, for our people to be in peace. Now you have just said that they are suffering, they are starving or what. If there is no peace, they will starve more. But we need to look for peace. We must bring peace first.
Honorable Simon, most of the politicians in South Sudan, they don't think about the people. They only think about their political interests. They only focus on what they get, because when people are crying, they just enjoy their luxurious life. And this question drives me to where you are saying they sacrifice. How will you tell our leaders to have that spirit that if you have in your heart, that let us have that sacrifice? Because after all, our people will talk to you. They will tell you all their grievances. When there is no political will and there is no that heart of sacrifice, will something change in South Sudan?
My friend, people are the power. Whether you run up and down, you will go to them. You will go to them. And they will tell you, why are you coming to us? You will be a child by that time when you go to them. So we must put our house in order as politicians.
Yes.
If this country is not a democratic country, it is going to be a democratic country. And he has already started it. I was elected.
Yes.
A governor in the elections. That process is there. Democracy is there. So if you are a politician and you don't want to be good to your people, and you don't want actually to see your people, happy, and you are happy when you see them suffering, you have no room. You have no room in the community. Because let me tell you, our people down there in the states and in the villages and in the counties, they are very clever people. South Sudanese are very clever people.
So you advise the top politician to always know that they are more clever than what they think.
Oh, yes.
Honorable Kwal, what do you say? How can South Sudan promote multi-democracy to ensure that free, fair and credible, and a competitive election for that matter, giving every party its right to exercise its right, and rather than, just being there stagnant? How will this process, the national dialogue, how will the national dialogue actually inculcate that to ensure that all these processes are done?
As you know, we are now trying to bring unity among our community. We have to preserve and protect the unity of people of South Sudan.
Okay.
We are going, in the long run, when we come with a decision from the regional conference, we come to the national conference.
Yes.
After the national conference, there will be something called election process.
Yes.
Whereby there should be free and fair elections to be carried out.
Yes.
That will address the issue. What is supposed not politicians to dominate, and we don't want domination from one party rule.
Yes.
There should be a competition among the parties.
Okay.
Those who will win will rule the country, and the other will be on opposition side, so that there will be a watchdog to see what is being done by the ruling party.
Okay.
And that will correct the system.
So it is in the system, it is in the process also, including in the national dialogue.
It is there in the national dialogue.
Honorable Simon Kun, you just said of recent you went to Kampala and you were also part of the process of the reunification of the SPLM, so on and so forth. Now let's get to know how far the process has gone, and does that process also have some linkages or similarities with the national dialogue to ensure that peace comes to South Sudan, or what is happening?
Yes, it has small similarities. Of course, you know, you are aware that, you know, the SPLM, you know, those who were SPLM-IO, the FDs, and the SPLM government, they signed an agreement in Arusha in January 1st, 2015. Yes. And that agreement, all that has been actually signed in the agreement, has been actually put into our constitution. They have been incorporated in our constitution and our also manifesto. And this thing finished. The implementation was a problem. So that our president have asked his friend, his brother, Yoweri Museveni, to mediate this process. That it has to bring together the SPLM groups.
But they were brought together during Arusha.
They were brought together by the July, caused a lot of problems. People ran away.
Okay.
We want to bring them back.
Again.
And that's why he was given that responsibility.
And if they come back again, do you think the implementation will be possible?
What we did, we have done everything, even the implementation metrics, we have done it. But there is one thing which is not going well.
Yes.
Riek Machar is not there. He's not accepting this issue of reunification. So if Riek Machar does not, respect the unification of agreement, Arusha agreement, then definitely we will go. If FDs agree, we will go. Because you cannot pin down the people of South Sudan to wait for you. Parties are parties.
Do you think SPLM, which is the dominant party in the government now, do you think they will actually come and reform itself, ensure that it revitalize its vision, and make sure that all the vision, the mission, the aspiration, all the promises that they give people of South Sudan, of which it has not been implemented, will they do it again?
They will.
When?
They will. Because what struck us is that this is the unification of the Arusha agreement. The SPLM would have reorganized itself into a formidable party that would actually would take care of its own people, its own objectives, its own mission, its own vision.
Yes.
Yeah? And this is in the process. This is in the process. Now, because the peace agreement, you know very well that peace agreement in a very short time is not going to be there.
Yes.
Next year. Next year by May, it may not go to be there.
Yes.
You know? So, people are now trying, to see that this peace agreement is implemented. And that's why you talk about revitalization of the peace agreement.
Yes.
The revitalization of peace agreement comes because there are loopholes there. There are hurdles that have not been jumped yet. So if this revitalization can work out everything, and
within a short time,
then we will now say the peace agreement is not there anymore. The SPLM will come and sit and say, we have to do our work.
Okay.
Yeah? South Sudan is a multi-party system. And that's why there are so many parties that have been registered. And that's why I told you right from the beginning that this national dialogue is inclusive.
Okay.
Our leaders, they traveled to South Africa, they went to Khartoum, they went to Ethiopia, they went to Kenya to look for the opposition leaders.
To make sure the process is inclusive.
Yeah, to make sure the process is inclusive. And they did that. But Riek Machar refused to see our team.
But you say the national dialogue is a process, Honorable, and you say it's like, the co-chair said it's like a train. Everybody will come and jump with the time things are going on. Somebody will be given a chance to jump into the train. Is it so?
You are talking national dialogue?
Yes. National dialogue as a process.
We cannot wait and say, everybody has to come and then we start work. No.
So you go on?
We'll have to start and we'll have to visit them. We have to call them.
Okay.
That the train is leaving, my friend. Come.
All right.
Come. And we are moving. Yeah.
Okay, Honorable Kwal, as we are concluding, always people of South Sudan are good at hearing things. They will always have documents being put into table. They will sign documents. They will sign memorandum of understanding, so on and so forth, but when it's coming to the part of implementation, becomes a big problem. And this one, you have witnessed in so many, aspects. Tell us what, after when you go back to your region, that is Northern Bahr Ghazal, when you come back with all the words said by these people, what will you tell them at the end of the day? How sure are you that this thing will be put into action, though there are other documents which were signed and not been put in action?
As you know very well that all the documents who had been signed, the consultation was not from the grassroots.
Okay.
Now, what we are going to do now, we are going to bring the view of the grassroots.
Okay.
How the implementation will be done. And that one will be determined by the body when we are going to hold the national conference.
Okay.
National conference will spell out the mechanism of implementation.
Of the process.
Of the process.
Okay.
And the body will implement the resolution will be passed by the national conference.
Okay. Honorable Simon Kuhn, tell us, are you optimistic that the resolution of this national dialogue will be put into action? And who is going to implement it even, by the way?
Of course, definitely, the government is going to implement that, because the initiation of this process is the government who started.
So government is the one to implement it?
Yeah.
Let's see, people are going to talk all the ills about the government. The government is not doing this, the government is not doing this.
It must implement that if the government wants peace in South Sudan.
Okay.
It is now the responsibility of government to implement the resolution that will come out from the national conference.
Okay.
Of the national dialogue. Because we are fighting of this war. We are fighting of this war. The government is going to implement the resolutions. Because who initiated this national dialogue? He's the president.
Yes.
He's the president. The president doesn't mind or what the South Sudanese will say. If it can bring peace in South Sudan.
What if they say they want some leaders out to step down?
It's definite. We are going for elections.
Okay.
Because we cannot step down like that. It's not in the government. The government cannot just step down because there will be a vacuum, power vacuum. But we'll have to go for elections. Okay. Once we go for elections, anybody who will win the confidence of the people, this government will give it to him. Because it's a decision of the people of South Sudan.
All right, viewers of SSBC, that has been the end of the program of the Round Table Show. The decision of the people of South Sudan will be respected at the end of the national dialogue. And anything that you people will say, mark the word of Honorable Simon Kuhn and Honorable Kuala Thian, they say it will be put into action. As they are going back to grassroots, please welcome them and air out everything. There is freedom of expression. There is freedom of anything you can say. Nobody will arrest you. And that has finally brought us to the end of the Round Table Show. Thank you so much, Honorable Simon.
Thank you very much.
It has been a pleasure having you. Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
God bless.